Hey there, everybody. Here we are early in the morning getting started with game number 90 of my 1971 Deep Drive baseball replay. Deep Drive is a game that is fairly obscure, doesn't have a lot of seasons, doesn't get a lot of recognition, kind of been under the radar for a while. And I think it's starting to get a little bit more out and exposure now. And I'm in game 90 of my 1971 replay. I started with volume two. Volume three eliminated a couple extra die rolls and simplified certain things. I feel it's a lot smoother, and the pickoffs and wild pitches and balks are right off the pitcher card. When you roll a 90, 91, 92, you have to look in that area, and that's where they're going to come up. In this game, it's going to be Catfish Hunter against Joe Coleman. Catfish Hunter, it's interesting because in reality, he had an ERA of, a one-loss record of 11-9 and an ERA of 3.49. In our replay, he's 9-6 and a 3.11 ERA. He didn't start that way. He really started. He really struggled at the beginning, but lately he has been masterful. So it's Jim Catfish Hunter versus a guy named Joe Coleman, who actually a 20-game winner with a 3.15 ERA. So he's going to basically probably give the Oakland Bats some trouble. We'll see what happens. Joe Coleman, probably you're going to see two starters. Well, you're seeing two starters that can go the distance, so we may have two complete games, and that's a nice thing about playing these older seasons. You get a chance to watch pitchers go complete games and accumulate lots of innings, 300 inning seasons and so on and so forth. Let's look quickly at the lineups. All right, it's going to be for the Detroit Tigers. It's going to be Dalton Jones. He is in left field, followed by Aurelio Rodriguez, the third baseman, batting second. Batting third is Northrup, center fielder. Cleanup is Willie Horton. He will be in right field. First baseman Norm Cash, batting fifth. Sixth is Bill Freehan, the catcher. Seventh will be Dick McAuliffe at second base. Eighth will be Eddie Brinkman, the shortstop. And ninth will be Joe Coleman, the 20-game winner in 1971. We'll use a pitcher batting card for him. For the Oakland A's, it's going to be Larry Brown, the shortstop, covering for Campaneris, who's injured. Joe Rudy in left field. George Hendrick is batting third. He's been having quite a start here. He's played 4 or 5 games, batting 500. So George Hendrick will be in right field. Mike Epstein, the Super Jew, the left-handed power hitting first baseman. Sal Vando, the third baseman, batting fifth. Batting sixth is Rick Monday. He's back, and he's playing center field. He's a left-hander. And Dave Duncan, the catcher, batting seventh. Batting eighth is Dick Green, the second baseman. And ninth will be Jim Catfish Hunter, who batted 350 in 1971. So let's do it. Let's play Deep Drive baseball. All right, so this game plays super fast, and here's going to be the pitch from Jim Catfish Hunter. It's a 20, so it's going to be off the batter. Remember, the batter is 0 to 49, and the pitch will be 50 to 99. So a 20 will be a defensive lookup. So we're going to roll again, and it's going to be a 0-1. That will be a pitcher. Ball hit back to Hunter. Hunter's defensive rating is a 4, so that's a pretty good defender, and he will make the play. Scoops it up and fires the first in time to get Dalton Jones. Now, if you notice, Dalton Jones has that little circle on his left-handed hitting side. That means he shouldn't face a left-handed pitcher. Here's Aurelio Rodriguez, the pitch from Catfish. That's going to be a 93. That'll be on Catfish. It's an out. The 7, the green, is going to tell us it's cracked to left field. Left fielder Rudy. Under it, 2 away. Next is Jim Northrup, another lefty. So they really loaded up the lineup with lefties against Jim Catfish Hunter. That is a 99. And if there were guys on base, that could be a potential pass ball, right? But in this case, it's going to be an out, and a 3 says it's bounced to third base. Bando up with it, fires a strike to first baseman Epstein. No runs, no hits, 3 up, 3 down. Bottom of the first coming up. It's going to be Brown, Rudy, and Hendrick. Here's Joe Coleman on the mound, 20-game winner in 71 with a 71. That'll be off the pitcher. Strike 3. Got him. So Brown strikes out to lead off the inning. Here's Joe Rudy. And it's a 67. That'll be a strikeout, back-to-back Ks. Rudy Meyer in a little bit of a slump suddenly. And here's George Hendrick, who's been hitting the heck out of the ball. Been hitting the cover out of the ball at 39, but that'll be an out. And the 3 is hard hit ball, backhanded by Aurelio Rodriguez. Throw to first, the low, scooped out by Norm Cash. So top of the second, no runs, no hits. So this game plays super duper fast. Everything comes off the cards. There's just a couple of lookups. It's a 53. Now that's a potential for a deep drive result. So we're going to look off the pitcher, and Catfish does allow home runs. So we got that 2. Well, I could use that 2. Actually, you got to roll again. So I'll just roll them all again. And it's going to be an 85 off Willie Horton, who's got good power, but that 85 is going to be a drive to left center field, and that's going to roll to the wall for a leadoff double for Willie Horton. It says right there, and I rolled a 85, and that's a straight up double. So Horton's at second base, and here's Norm Cash with a 93, and that will be an out. What kind of an out? A 0. That's lined and caught by the shortstop. Now this could be a double play if I roll 0-0 to 0-9, and nope. So it's a line drive to the shortstop, Larry Brown. And Bill Freehand is next. The pitch from Catfish. It's a 92. Now that just missed being anything like a walk, a wild pitch, or a balk, or anything like that. So 92 will be an out, and it will be a 6 out, which is a hard hit ball to shortstop. Brown looks Horton back, and that's 2 away. So it's a leadoff double here, 2 outs now. And here's Dick McCullough, another lefty, which is a 42, and that'll be an out. 21 to 49 is an out range, and a 3 will be bounced to the first baseman, Epstein, and he makes the play. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. And we go to the bottom of the second. It's going to be Epstein, Bando, and Money. It's a 52. That's going to be a deep drive off the Coleman card, and we're going to re-roll that. Hold on a second. What did I do? Here's my ballpark card. Here's the second deep drive roll at 29. That could be a home run. Epstein is a lefty, and that's a 29. And a 29 will be a deep drive to right field, way back. No doubt about this one. 1-0. Athletics. Mike Epstein connects for a long fly. Here's Sal Bando. That's a 30, and that will be an out. 9 is a pop-up center field. Right there is Northrop, 1 away. So Coleman gives up a leadoff home run by Mike Epstein. Here's Monday. 36 is usually an out, and it is, and a 2 is bounced to first. Played by Cash. And Duncan next, the catcher, with a 58, and that'll be a ground ball and through for a base hit. He's been also in a slump, but picks up a base hit here, a 2-out single for the catcher, the A's catcher. Here's Dick Green. Here's the pitch. That's a 35, normally an out. That's line and caught by the shortstop. So 1 run on 2 hits. We go to the top of the third. It's going to be the bottom of the order. Brinkman, Coleman, and Jones. Here's Brinkman. Pitch from Catfish. 31. That'll be an out and a 0. That's ripped and caught by the first baseman. So he hits it to the opposite field, but positioned perfectly is Mike Epstein. That was the pitcher hitting card. He's an A, so he'll face Coleman, and that's a 90. That'll be an out. And that's a line out to short. So we're rolling a lot of line outs right now. It's kind of like Stratomatic. So 2 out, nobody on. And it should be Jones. Where is he? Hold on a second. There he is, Dalton Jones. It's a 15, and that off Dalton Jones struck him out. It's the first strikeout of the game for Catfish. No runs, no hits, 3 up, 3 down. So Catfish is having a good day. One of my favorite pitchers. So this is the pitcher hitting card. Let's see what happens. And it's a 0-7, which will be a base on balls. So Hunter walks. It's Larry Brown now. Pitch to Brown. 96. That'll be an out with a 6. That's a hard hit ground ball to the shortstop. Brinkman, it flips to McAuliffe back to first. 6-4-3 double play. Joe Rudy with 2 out, nobody on. Bottom of the third, 1-0 A's. The solo shot by Epstein. That's a 28, and that'll be with a 3. Bouncer to first to retire the side. No runs, no hits, a walk, nobody left. And we go to the top of the fourth. It is Rodriguez, Northrop, and Horton. And Hunter winds and deals with a 21. That'll be a defensive check, so we're going to roll them all again. Aurelio Rodriguez doesn't have much power, 30. But it wasn't a deep drive, 32. And that's going to be, it's going to be a first baseman error, a range check. First baseman range check, and that is Epstein, a 3, and that's Byam for a single. What is that, 32? Byam for a single plus actually, but there's nobody on base, so that doesn't make a difference. So Aurelio Rodriguez is on with a single, hits it past the first baseman who dives and misses it, and next up is Northrop, and here's the pitch, and he swings and misses for strike 3. Hunter rings him up. Next is Willie Horton with good power, 35. And a 3 is a hard hit ball to first base, goes to second for 1, back to first, double play. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. Big double play turned by the first baseman. Epstein knew exactly what to do with the ball and reacted quickly, threw a strike to the shortstop, Larry Brown, who returned it to Epstein. So good defensive play after he failed to stop a ball hit down the line. George Hendrick, bottom of the fourth. Joe Coleman with a 33, and that'll be a 7. It's a shallow fly in right field. Racing in is Horton, and Horton surprises me and gets there. Not a great outfielder, Willie Horton. Here's Mike Epstein, who homered, 32. He's not going to do it here. He's going to swing and a miss, and he strikes out. Got him with the curveball. Bando is next with 2 outs, and it's a 76. Strike 3, and got him looking. No runs, no hits. None left. Go top of the 5th. Again, this game, as you can see, plays super duper fast. And here's Norm Cash leading off. Norm Cash with good power at 32 home runs. That's a 29, and that will be a strikeout. So Cash checks his swing, and they look at the third base umpire, and he rings him up. And Cash doesn't like it. Here's Bill Freeman, who grounded to the shortstop. It's a 14 this time. That's ball 4. So Hunter, who doesn't allow many walks freehand right here. And that brings Dick McAuliffe, the lefty, hitting second baseman. Here's the pitch, and that's a 90. And a 90 will be a potential pickoff. Ooh, wait, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Okay, I just had to look up the symbol real quick, and there has to be 2 outs for that pickoff to happen. So we're gonna get the out, and that out is a 2, which is a pop-up. No, it's a ground ball right back to the pitcher. He's going to go to second for 1, back to first, not in time. So it's a fielder's choice for McAuliffe. And here's Eddie Brinkman, 2 out, 1 on. Hunter checks in, shakes off the sign from catcher Duncan. Now likes what he sees and brings it. And that's a 38, which will be an out. A 5 is ripped to second base. Second baseman Green is right there, over to first, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits. So walk, 1 left. Excuse me, we move to the bottom of the 5th. Monday, Duncan and Green. Here's Joe Coleman on the mound. He winds and deals with an 89, and that's going to be a 1, which is popped up the right side, second baseman. That is McAuliffe under it and makes the catch. Here's Duncan now. Duncan with a 23 and struck him out. Dick Green is next. He lined out. See if he gets a hit here. Oh, he looks like he will. A deep drive. Doesn't hit many home runs, but some. Actually hit 12 home runs, so good power. And he's going to drive 1 deep here. And that ball is going to be gone. Home run, Dick Green. That's the second solo shot of the day for the Oakland Athletics. They lead it 2-0 now. Dick Green, 12 home runs. So he had a little bit of a pop in that bat, 2 outs, and here's the pitcher. It's a 0-9, and that will be a strikeout. Hunter swings and misses, and he goes down on strikes. So 1 run on 1 hit, the solo home run by Dick Green. And it's going to be the pitcher on the other side now, top of the 6th. Coleman batting. It's going to be a 14, and that's a strikeout. He swings and misses at a high fastball from Hunter. Hunter fed him nothing but fastballs. So Dalton Jones now, who's 0 for 2, bounced back to the pitcher and struck out. A 58. It's going to be a bouncing ball to the right side and through into right field. So that's a base hit, a 1-out single. Here's Aurelio Rodriguez, the pitch. And a 47. That's an out with a 1. That's popped up. Right side, second baseman Green under it. 2 out. And Jim Northrup. 2 out, 1 on. Pitch to Northrup, 23. And just missed the defensive call. A 1 is a pop up to the middle of the infield. It's a 3, so that's going to be to the left side, shortstop. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's going to be the top of the order. Brown leading off against Joe Coleman. And a 70, that's off Coleman, and checks his swing. But the umpire rings him up. Joe Rudy's next. And it's a 41. That'll be an out with line out caught by second baseman Dick McAuliffe, who's positioned perfectly. Rudy went with a pitch, but there was no reward. 36, and that's an out with a 1 that's popped up foul. And that's going to be to the catcher, F02. No runs. No hits, 3 up and 3 down. Top of the 7th, here we come. It's Horton, Cash, and Freehand with the Athletics leading 2-0. We're playing Deep Drive Baseball. This is Tony Porter. Remember to like and subscribe my channel. Join Universal Baseball Association Facebook group and check out all my videos regarding games and lots of other fun facts and anecdotes and opinions and so on and so forth. All right, here is Willie Horton. And that's a 0-5. That's going to be a deep drive off Willie Horton's bat. And Hunter is known for giving up the long ball, and that ball is going to be a deep drive. And that's going to hit off the top of the wall, and Horton, chugging around second, is going to try for third. And here's the relay, the tag, and he is safe. And Bando thinks he got him out, but no. Horton, with a great slide, a hook slide, got around the tag, and he stands at third base. So next is going to be Norm Cash. They will allow this run to score. And that is an 88, which is an out. 1 is popped up, middle infield. Second baseman Green there. So Horton back to third, playing it safe, down by 2. Here's Bill Freehand, the pitch. And that's a 95. That's another out of 7 as a fly ball left field. I will have to check the chart for this one. There is a Horton. Let's see what kind of speed he has. I mean, he's a fairly young Horton here. He's average speed. Average speed. So we're looking at the base advancement to the outfield. It's a question. Average speed going home is a question mark. We trail by 2. We got Dick McAuliffe coming up. If he would be at least a fast, he would score. So we're gonna hold him up. And Bill Freehand. I'm sorry, Dick McAuliffe is up. And it's a 12, which is a hit by pitch. Ouch! And he gets plunked. Does not rub it. He hits over to first base, so the tying runs are on base, and here comes Eddie Brinkman, the shortstop. Eddie Brinkman today is lined out and grounded out. So it's first and third with 2 out. Eddie Brinkman here in the top of the 7th with the tying runs on base. Hunter checks in with Duncan for the sign, shakes him off, doesn't like what he sees. Now, looks like he's got what he wants, and here comes, puts one down the pike, and that's a 55, which is going to be line base hit. 1 run scores, and hustling the third base is McAuliffe, 2-1 RBI single for Eddie Brinkman. And this puts us in a tough spot here. Joe Coleman, the batter. Now Coleman's a good hitter. So Joe Coleman's a good hitter. And we're going to let Joe Coleman bat. It's first and third, 2 outs, 2-1 to score here in the top of the seventh. Joe Coleman is up. We're going to let Joe Coleman bat. He is the ace of the staff, and he hits. So here's the pitch, and that's a 71, which will be a strikeout to end the inning. So Coleman goes down swinging, aggressive at going after the Hunter fastball. 1 run on 2 hits, and it's a good game, 2-1. Actually, the actual score of this game was 2-1, by the way. All right, Abe Epstein leads off in the bottom of the seventh inning, but it was the reverse. The Detroit won this game 2-1. All right, here's Epstein, the pitch from Coleman, and that's a 90, which will be an out. A 6 is a hard hit ball to the shortstop. Brinkman up with it, and that's 1 away. Bando's next. Coleman. 0-1, that's a deep drive. And you know Bando has good power, and that ball is going to be off the wall. So a double, 1 hop off the wall down the line into the corner, and Bando into second base with a 1-out double. So he got a hold of one and drove it on the deep drive chart. So whenever you get to that deep drive chart, it's exciting because you're going to get something. Here's the lefty hitting Monday with 1 out and a runner at second base in scoring position. The Athletics love an insurance run right here, leading 2-1. But the Detroit Tigers are going with Joe Coleman. Coleman, 39 games, had 300 innings pitched. That's a 14, and that's going to be ball 4. Ooh. So Coleman just missed that ball outside. He wanted that call but didn't get it, so that puts runners on first and second with 1 out, and next is Dave Duncan. Dave Duncan, he's struggled. He's batting around 200. In actuality, he batted 250, so he's underperforming a little bit. Just has not been getting the breaks, but here he's going to go up against a tough pitcher than Joe Coleman. Here's the pitch to Dave Duncan, and that's an 18, which will be struck him out. Oh, big strikeout for Joe Coleman. Pumps his fist, and 2 out, and 2 on, and here's Dick Green. Dick Green, homer, solo shot in the 5th, and lined out in the 6th, so he's been hitting the ball on the sweet spot. And let's see what he can do here with runners on first and second and 2 out. Joe Coleman checks in with freehand and the stretch, and he deals. It's a 17, and strike 3 got him. So no runs, 1 hit, 1 walk, 2 left. And we go to the top of the 8th inning, 2-1 Athletics. Catfish Hunter will face D. Jones. Now, we got 7. We're adding the points. Catfish Hunter has 12 total points that he can use. He's gone 7 3 times through the lineup. That's 10 plus 1 run. That's 11. Tough. And Coleman is going to be 7 plus he's going to go 3 next inning. So that'll be 10. But Coleman can go deeper than Hunter. So we may have to bring in a relief pitcher for Hunter. We'll see what happens. So here's the top of the 8th. Here's the pitch. And that's a 58. That's a bouncing ball, and that's through into right field. Second time that Jones has pushed one through the infield. And he stands at first base with the tying run. And let's see if Dalton Jones steals. Let's see what kind of steal. Not a good steal. He had 1 stolen base, so no. And Aurelio Rodriguez, let's see what kind of they don't really have hit-run ratings. So you just kind of have to look at him. He strikes out a lot. You definitely don't want to strike out a lot. So he strikes out a lot, so we're definitely not going to try to hit and run. So here goes Aurelio Rodriguez. And that's a 0-4. That's a deep drive. Uh-oh, that's going to be trouble. And that's a 23 on a deep drive chart, and that's going to be way back into the seats for a 2-run shot. And the Tigers have taken a 3-2 lead with a 2-run home run here in the top of the 8th off the bat of Aurelio Rodriguez. So Hunter, known for giving up the long ball, does so here and lives up to his reputation. He trails by 1 run now, 3-2. It's still nobody out here in the top of the 8th, and there looks like there's some movement in the Athletics bullpen. Here is Jim Northrup, the lefty, and that's a 0-6, and that is line base hit. So 3 consecutive hits. If we get 5 base runners in 1 inning, he loses a point and he gets knocked out. Well, he doesn't get knocked out, but he faces an endurance challenge. or an endurance effect, if you will. Willie Horton is a good hitter, and today he's tripled and doubled and hit into a double play. So definitely a good hitter, batted .290 with 22 home runs, 72 RBIs, and 500 at-bats, plate appearances. So here's the pitch from Hunter. We're going with Hunter. We trust Hunter. 48. That's a 48 and a 3, and that's a hard hit ball to Bando. Goes to second for one. Back to first. Round the horn. Double play. Big double play. And that erases the single by Northrop. There's 2 outs now and nobody on. And here's Norm Cash, who again has good power at 92, and that'll be a 9, which is a fly ball center field. On the run is Monday, and Monday tracks it down to retire to the side, but the damage has been done. A 2-run home run by Aurelio Rodriguez. And Rodriguez, how many home runs did he hit that season? He hit 15 home runs, so he does have a little bit of power there, so it makes sense. And so 2 runs on 3 hits, and we move to the bottom of the 8th. All right. Here is, okay, so we're going to pinch hit for Catfish. It's going to be Gene Tennis, and here's the pitch from Coleman. It's a 46. That'll be a 3 as a bouncer to the first base. He's going to flip to the pitcher covering, 3-1. Coleman gets over there quickly, and Gene Tennis, who's got good power, bounces out for a weak ground ball as a pinch hitter. And the next up is Larry Brown. Larry Brown is really struggling at the plate as well, and that's a 30, which will be an out. 3 is a ground ball to third, charged by Rodriguez, fires the first in time to get Brown. And here's Joe Rudy. Joe Rudy's 0 for 3. Pitch from Coleman, and a 48 will be a 0. That's line and caught by the second baseman playing towards the bag. And no runs, no hits, 3 up, 3 down in that bottom of the 8th inning. So we're going to get a relief pitcher for the A's. All right, it's going to be Darryl Knowles comes in against Bill Freehan, and here's the pitch from Knowles. That's a 50. That's going to be a deep drive off of Knowles' cart, but now we look at the deep drive section on Bill Freehan, and that's going to be a 51. That's going to be a drive, and down the line, and that's a fair ball, and that's going to go for a double. So Freehan in there with a leadoff double. Next up is Dick McAuliffe, a lefty. Darryl Knowles with a 44. That'll be an out of 6. It's a hard hit ball to second base. Moving to third is Freehan. 4-3. Eddie Brinkman, the infield's in now. Here's Eddie Brinkman with a 0-2. That's a base hit. That'll score a run. And the Detroit Tigers pick up an insurance run. RBI single for Eddie Brinkman, who's 2 for 4 today with 2 RBIs, so he's going big. Coleman's still in there. We're going to bunt with Coleman. And let's see if it's a regular out, and it will be a regular out off the pitcher, and that's going to be a good bunt to the pitcher, 1-4. So going to second is Brinkman, 2 outs, and Knowles going to face Dalton, who would automatically be subject to a modifier because he's a circle L and he's facing a lefty. So he's going to get pinch hit for. So a pinch hitter is going to come in, and then somebody's going to play left field. All right, Mickey Stanley will pinch hit, and then he will play center field. Northrop, who's playing center, will move to left field. Let's do it. Here's the pitch from Darryl Knowles, and it's a 16, which will be a ground ball, and that's through for a base hit. Let's see, can we score Brinkman if he becomes, it's a 16, so there may be a play at the plate here. He's S, so he becomes average. We will have to make a play at the plate, and we will use the choice chart there. We'll grab it real quick here. And here it is. The result's going to be a 46. Here it is. And a 46, he is an average. With 2 outs, he goes from slow to average. 46 is going to be, he is safe at home. And the score now is 5-2. RBI single, scores Brinkman. And it's Mickey Stanley. drives in a run as a pinch hitter. Next up is Aurelio Rodriguez, who homered, 2-run shot in the 8th. This pitch from Knowles, who was about to get pulled, 24 and a 4, which is a ground ball to second base. Green up with it over to first, and that retires the side. So 2 runs come in on 3 hits, and it's a 5-2 score going into the bottom of the 9th. Coleman's going for a complete game. It's going to be Hendrick leading off. Hendrick, Epstein, and Bando. Here's the pitch, and that is a 76, strike 3 on Hendrick, and he goes back to the bench dejectedly, not happy. And here's Mike Epstein, who is 1 for 3 with a home run with a 72, and he checks his swing. They check with the third base umpire. He went around. Yikes. And Epstein doesn't like that, feels that it's discrimination. And here's 2 outs and nobody on. Sal Bando. And Sal Bando is 1 for 3 today. He doubled. Joe Coleman 1 out away from a complete game victory over the division leading Oakland Athletics, who are up by 11 games in their division. Here's a pitch to Bando, and that is a 32, which will be an easy out. A 3 is bouncing ball to the third baseman. Rodriguez fires to first, and that is the ball game, my friends. Final score: Detroit 5, Athletics 2. Hunter will take the loss. Hunter gets the loss, and the victory goes, complete game victory, goes to Joe Coleman. He gave up 1, 2, 3, 4 hits, 2 of them home runs. 2 runs, 2 earned runs. Didn't walk very many. That helped him out. He walked 1 and struck out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Struck out 11. So he had a great day. Catfish Hunter went 8 innings, 8 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. Not too bad, not great. Darryl Knowles struggled in the 9th, gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, no walks, and didn't strike out anybody. And that's about it. So the Athletics lose this one by a score of 5-2, and they had 11 hits, while the Athletics only had 4 hits. So I don't think I'll remember any errors being committed off the top of my head. So it's 5 runs for Detroit, 11 hits and no errors. For the A's, it's 2 runs, 4 hits and no errors. So there's 2 hits there, 3 hits, 4 hits, 4 hits. That's it. That's all that the Oakland, Reggie's not in the lineup. Campaneris is not in the lineup. So they're missing those 2 guys. But I knew from the beginning, once I saw Joe Coleman with a 3 ERA and a 20-game victory, 20 victories for the season, I knew he was going to give the Athletics offense a tough time. And just as I predicted, that's what happened. So this is Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. I hope you enjoyed the presentation of Deep Drive Baseball. As you can see, it plays very, very smoothly. Once you kind of get the feel for what things are, it plays even faster. Again, I've been playing this game for about 2 or 3 years now. I've replayed Tom Seaver's 1971 season multiple times with this game, and that's about it. So I hope you enjoyed it. This is Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. Remember to join Universal Baseball Association, like and subscribe to my channel so you get more fun content. And I will see you in a little bit with Nolan Ryan and the 1974 out of production card set from Stratomatic. Stay tuned.